Yes, good morning. Today, we are going to talk to iPanda, the most prominent investor in the Geographica stock exchange, which is a new innovation made to grow farms and to make money out of them, which is very interesting and might influence your next decision with your money. So, please remember to watch this video, get informed, and then join the discussion in the comments below. So currently we have iPanda, the most prominent investor in the Geographica Stock Exchange. Panda, how did you think the stock exchange started? What do you think led to the decision from Totally Legit to start the stock exchange?
People already sell like stuff they make from shop for like farms to certain people, so why not just make it so we can invest to make more money off of it?
Interesting. So selling your shop is more valuable. Um, so what do you think about the start of the things? Do you think it's like something that is just get loads of money now, but then you end up losing a bit of money, or do you think you'll end up? Do you think it's just generally good around the board?
I think it's good all around the board because I didn't really spend much. I think I only spent around 500K buying all the stocks I have, and I've already made about 100K back in profit. So not profit, but
Interesting.
back.
Yeah. So it isn't that good from the builder of the stock market sort of perspective. They have to like,
They gotta kind of lose money before they can ever gain it.
yeah. Well, um, so what do you think would happen? Like, how influential do you think Totally Legits and the other dude is, and business owners of large farms uh, influence are in like being active within the farms for the money that you're investing? Do you think that if they don't go on, that you won't be able to get the money that you're getting now?
Well, yeah, it kind of all depends on because whatever they sell, I get that percentage of it. So if they're not harvesting or anything like that, then I'm not making them money.
Hmm.
It's a
Interesting.
risky business, but
Yeah. Do you think that getting that the amount of the amount of things that the server considers valuable and unvaluable can change the paradigm in the stock exchange too? Or do you think
yeah.
it's more likely that people will it's more influential if somebody decides to become inactive or decides to harvest less?
Well, the less harvest, the less money that they're making, and the people who invested are making.
Interesting.
I don't get paid what my percentage is if they're not harvesting the crops.
But the prices will still be going up. So do
It's
you
hard to
think
say at this moment. They're gonna go up or they're gonna go down.
the so the money's going to be going up and your personal money is going to go down, and so but their personal money is also going to go down if they don't harvest. Interesting. So do you think have you been told about other rights of investors other than dividends and Other things that might be valuable within the. Um, is there anything else other than dividends that might decide for somebody that they would want to join in with a factory a or a farm with producing? Are you there? You seem to
Yeah,
disconnect.
no, that was another person.
Ah, so
Answer that question again.
uh, is there something else other than dividends that you might be to gain if you invest? You know what dividends are, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of like how to word that correctly. Well, I mean, just I don't know. Really legit. He's made quite a bit of money off of the money that me and other people have invested, including yourself. And
I spent $500 and I ended up getting like 50K in returns.
yeah, I spent a lot of money so I can get most of the shit. I own the entire lumber thing, but that's just for me. But
Yeah.
I think like the money that people are investing, it opens more opportunities for totally to open more stock markets, you know?
Interesting. So you think that when you pay money and you start controlling business, then then other people will start to then it will make things will make businesses more popular, and so businesses will start to grow.
Yeah.
And so the amount of businesses will grow.
Yeah, yeah. The more people notice that there's a stock market and that people are making money off them, people are gonna, especially little factions, they're gonna want to do that to make money off it from the big people.
Hmm, interesting. Uh, what do you think this sort of stock market serves as a pre-incident to Geographica? Like, what do you think this will do to Geographica in general?
For right now, at the beginning of it, it's not gonna change much, but as time, it's just gonna become a pretty big factor due to there's so many different things you could make a business out of and have people invest in.
Hmm, interesting. So, people are gonna. So, investing will become more of a necessity rather than a thing that people will have to do in Geographica.
Yeah, because investing is just ultimately gonna help. Most of the time, it's ultimately gonna help both parties.
Interesting. What do you think about. Why do you think businesses choose to open themselves up to investment?
Because without people investing, they're not gonna be making any money. Like they're not gonna have no money to start the farms or make them bigger, then get more money.
Hmm.
Need
So,
somebody to invest.
yeah. So, people who could make a farm can put their farm up in the stock market so that people can buy them stocks in the stock market so that they can use that money to make the farms, and then they can give the stockholders money back,
Yeah.
which is
So,
similar to
like the
the
more money invested,
stock market. Um,
the bigger the farms and businesses are gonna grow.
Interesting. What do you think? Do you think there'll be any competing stock variants for that will run against totally legit if the his stock market thing grows?
Yeah, 100%. Once
Interesting.
people start finding out about it more, they're gonna want to compete, become the top dog to make the most money.
Hmm. So, what do you think about businesses in the stock market? Do you think that those businesses are more likely to grow within Geographica, or do you think they're going to be subjected to having to pay dividends to its investors?
I think it'll grow because you know with more people investing into them, they're just gonna be able to make bigger farms and make more money. Yeah, they're gonna have to send the people who invested their money, but they're also gonna be making money as well.
Interesting. Do you have any future plans for the stock market?
Personally, I don't have any plans to start a stock market, but I do plan on investing in more businesses.
I mean, like, yeah, do you think you might make a company, or like you might decide to have a company like it to grow the lumber company because you currently control it? Or do you think that the lumber company and other companies that you have majority control in um, can survive on their own?
I think for the lumber company, they can survive on their own because it's pretty much just mining trees and giving me logs. They're not, they're not really making any money off of that, but they're also not losing it.
Interesting. So they're not losing money and they're not gaining money either. So they're deciding to not become what they want in a way. When when a nation want when a company is in the stock market, they're winning in a way. They're winning for now, but maybe like in the future the stocks like end up getting traded from person to person to person, and and that, what do you think that interpersonal trade and stock growth would change in company growth? Because in the end of the day, the farm still builds its way up, and and basically who gets the dividends from it doesn't really change in a way.
I get what you're saying on that part. It's like a risk, I guess you could say, for
Um,
both parties, for the investor and also the people who are doing the work with the business.
I'm a news reporter. I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking how interpersonal change stock market, in the stock market companies, would affect the people on the farms. Uh, Sorry if I'm sounding opinionated.
So like you're asking like say if I like for example like say if me and you traded shares, how that would affect.
How that would affect somebody else's like company. Because inevitably the prices would go up, like what we saw with my investment earlier on today, where I invested $500 into a company, and that turned into $50,000, 100 times my investment, um, with a 10,000% growth within about 10 minutes, which is not very realistic. But what do you think would happen to that company because of stock growth.
I think with the stock growth, they could lose money, but also with more like stock growth, it's just the people who have those shares, the shares are going to become worth more.
Hmm. So they're not winning money in a base level, but they're winning money in a special, different type of stock level.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So people can get money without can get money now without and only to say that they will pay that money back in other ways within the company. That's interesting and will definitely change the way of how Geographica moves its how the revolving of Geographica Geographica's monetary policy and who ends up getting into the into the stat stop for money and for other things. And it'll be definitely something to consider next time that you want to get money, dear viewer, if you want to obtain your own sort of if you want to contain your own sort of faction currency, you might want to consider investing in the stock market. You know, you don't really have to work for it, don't you? So, uh, yeah, really interesting. Thank you, Panda. I'll go back home. And yeah, well, real thanks, Panda, for joining in with me today. And yeah, um, see ya.